Hi, my name is Mike Saunders, the Authority Positioning Coach. And in this brief workshop, I'm going to show you how to use a podcast interview and guaranteed press coverage to get noticed, get authority, and get clients fast. This is a spectacular opportunity for you to distance yourself from your competition, stand out, and get noticed so that your expertise is recognized and you are seen as the trusted advisor and obvious choice. Let's take a look. This presentation is how to use an authority positioning portfolio to get new clients fast. Now, I have a federal trademark on the phrase authority positioning portfolio, which is a culmination of all of the authority positioning assets that you have for your brand, for your company, your financial services agency. And so I'm going to show you how building an authority positioning portfolio and having one built for you, handed to you so that you are positioned as an expert authority will help you to get new clients fast. So the first thing I want to talk about is the concept of having massive authority. It's a package I call Mass Authority, which stands for Mini Audio Seminar Series. And here's the concept. We all are busy. And if you, like me, are very busy, we don't have time to sign up for a 2-hour webinar and hope to make it and hope to pay attention during all 2 hours because it's only a pitch at the end. And we know that. So what I have created is a brand new, really attention grabbing seminar series where I will teach you how to use an authority positioning portfolio in your business to grow your agency. And then the byproduct is this package will do the same for your clients. I will deliver for you an authority positioning portfolio of interviews and press releases and guide you through the process of easily having this as the best business development tool ever. Now, a little bit about myself. When I was 12 years old, I saw my father lose our house to foreclosure. I was literally can remember to this day standing in the front yard in the summertime with my sister staring at the sign that says Counts Realty or Counts Auction. It was being auctioned off. And so I had to go live with my grandparents, with my parents and my sister, but we all four lived in a one-bedroom kitchen with a little kitchenette and one half bath. And I slept in the workshop. It was a really trying time, but it seared in my mind the importance of being financially secure. Now, a few years later, I got out of college, got a degree in business, and got my first job. And lo and behold, I, a few years later, ran up $35,000 in credit card debt, had a car lease, had just bought a house, and I felt overwhelmed and drowned. And I was sitting in a Chapter 13 bankruptcy attorney's office and filling out the form, and it just hit me. I couldn't do this. I had to stop. And I walked out determined to make wise financial decisions based on biblical principles, by the way, to where I then started really diving in and dug myself out of that hole. It took a few years, but I really persevered and got through that time. And then I got working with JP Morgan Chase in the mortgage division out of Denver and really hit my stride. And I started working with financial advisors providing home equity lines of credit to their clients and became the number one producer for Chase 2 years in a row, actually producing $42 million in HELOCs in a single year, hit all kinds of awards, won trips. They even did a training program about my strategy of providing lines of credit for financial advisors. So now I specifically work in marketing with my firm, serving clients, specifically financial professionals, with these powerful products, the world's most powerful programs, podcasting, publicity, and publishing. And so now I do as much as I can to serve as much as I can, to make as much as I can, so I can support my wife and 4 kids, give them a life opportunity to succeed. And I love giving extra time and money to causes that I care about. This is just a little snapshot of some of the things that I've done. I mentioned to you about the authority positioning portfolio trademark. I have one also, a trademark on the phrase brevity book. I'm a member of the Forbes Coaches Council. I've written 5 books. My latest is Authoritize Your Agency, helping financial professionals shine the spotlight on their company, their agency, and become the trusted advisor. So here's a question for you, or 3 actually. Do you look for high value clients? And the answer should be yes. But if you're watching this presentation and you have all the clients you can handle and you don't have enough hours in the day, then this is not for you. Although, if you were to say that to me, I would say the time to market for new clients is not when you start noticing you don't have as many clients as you would like. Having a strong authority positioning position, a strategy in place, will put a virtual moat of protection around your clients, your base of business, so that they will stay with you longer because they see you and trust you and your advice. So, question number 2: do you agree with the research that people trust verified experts? And if I could show you a way to be seen as a celebrity expert in your niche, do you feel it would attract more clients to you? Well, of course, right? Let's think about that. If you are seen as the number one expert in your area, in your geographic area, or your area of expertise for specific in financial planning, maybe you focus on exit planning for business owners. But if you're seen as that trusted advisor and that expert, like almost like a celebrity, don't you think that you're going to be head and shoulders above the competition? And if this could be done for you, not a training program, not something else to do and learn, handed to you on a silver platter. If this could be done for you to create omnipresence, so you're seen as that expert and authority in financial services, wouldn't that be interesting? So think about this: wherever prospects find you, they find your competition. Just Google financial services in your area. Just look at all of the marketing that comes out. You have competition. The problem is getting your prospects to choose you with all of those choices out there. Now, I'm a big book reader, and here's a wonderful book by Dr. Robert Cialdini. This is a follow-up to his book called Influence that was written about 30 years ago. Spectacular book. And this is one of those prequels, because this is kind of like the prequel to Influence, because you need to persuade by using persuasion. And this is his book, Persuasion. So in order to be effective at persuasion, you must understand persuasion. Persuading someone to take any action is the ability to get people receptive to your message before they experience or encounter the message. This is a massive mindset shift. He goes on to say the secret doesn't lie in the message, but in moments before its delivery. When attempting to influence someone to an idea or product, make sure to prime the environment ahead of time so that they will be more receptive to your pitch. The 6 triggers of influence are reciprocity, liking, social proof, authority, scarcity, and consistency. So keep this in mind. We're going to touch on it just a couple minutes about really putting the pre-framing your expertise before you deliver the message. And maybe a little bit more of a contemporary authority is John Mellencamp. Authority always wins. So that's something just to keep in mind, that people recognize those trusted authorities. I'm going to do something that's a reversal, because how I mentioned the 2-hour webinar that's really a big old pitch to sell you something at the end, and being able to persevere through that 2-hour pitch because it's coming. Well, I'm going to reverse things, and I'm going to tell you that sure, I've got a solution to the problem that you have of not being seen as the number one expert in your competitive field. So I'm going to reverse this whole thing and just show you exactly right now what I'm going to tell you more about later. I think you'll appreciate this. So here's my package, Mass Authority. It's got, we'll go through some of these details, but in reality, look down here at the bottom left. This is the package that I deliver for you. In the bottom right, imagine how much your credibility will be enhanced when affluent families and business owners see you featured on top business podcast and ABC, CBS, NBC, and Fox online news affiliate media. The package that I put together is on the left-hand side. You receive 3 interviews on my podcast, 3 multimedia press releases, and coaching on how to implement that to get new clients fast. I have a basic package, which is the 3 interviews and 3 press releases. And I've got a premium package, which has a spectacular amount of marketing and promotional materials all around that. You can look at that later, but I just wanted you to see that I'm teaching you strategies and methodologies of why authority positioning works. But this is where we're headed. So you can start wrapping your mind around the fact that, hey, in a 20-minute audio interview, you can have a massive authority positioning portfolio delivered to you. And it only takes 1 hour of your time, which is 3 20-minute audio interviews. So let's keep going. One of the byproducts is Google indexing. Now, I will tell you that search engine optimization is a very expensive, costly proposition. Probably you don't need to invest in that, because paying someone $2,000 or $3,000 a month to get you ranked for best financial advisor in whatever town you're in is a waste of time and money And here's why. I'll bet if you call up every single one of your clients and said, hey, before you came on board as a client, what keywords did you Google to find me? Probably no one is Googling best financial planner in your city. But you know what they are doing? When you are being referred out, maybe friends at church or the gym or networking groups, and they say, oh, you need to talk to, maybe they hand your card out. Maybe they email their friend your website. They're Googling your name and your company. So take a look at this. When we're looking at this screenshot of financial planner's name and company, yes, we see their website. Yes, we see their LinkedIn and social media. But look what these arrows are pointing at. We also see on page 1 of Google, press release, interviewed on, featured in the media. This bolsters your credibility and authority even before they reach out and connect with you. This is a massive opportunity and mindset shift. And because you're featured in the media with that guaranteed press coverage, I then create one of these for you as featured on ABC, CBS, Fox, NBC, and all of the podcasts, and put your headshot in your name. This is just an example of what this financial advisor sent me after he posted it on one of his social media accounts. Hey, I'm pleased to announce my podcast interview. And he posted up this. Take a look where the arrows are. 171 reactions and 76 comments. That's pretty impressive. So now here's his network, his friends, his contacts that are like, this is amazing. Good job. And I'll bet you that if we really drilled in deep, several of them were like, oh, hey, Barry, by the way, I forgot. We need to reconnect to talk about, and you never know where that leads. Now, talking about research, there's some old social psychologists named Milgram and Ziff. And Milgram says his law says the marketplace will blindly believe the words of an expert. And Ziff's law says your ideal clients intentionally narrow their choices to those who are on top. So the power of Milgram's law is that you can become the expert even if you're just starting from scratch. But you must understand how to leverage Milgram's law and Ziff's law along with your authority positioning portfolio so you create a blockade around your business to optimize your brand. Now, I have no clue who this guy is, but he was in my Facebook feed several years ago. Would you trust this? Now, no offense to him, but it doesn't look like he could help me scale my business to 7 figures. And that's what people look at our brands at. The branding is more than your website, your logo, but it's the instant knee-jerk reaction when someone looks at you personally or professionally. And let's compare this to this. This is where that authority positioning comes in. So here's another piece of research. Canadian philosopher Marshall McLuhan wrote a book on media theory in 1967 called The Medium is the Message. He said, the way we send and receive information is more important than the information itself. This means that where your content is seen gives as much value as the actual content. So pause for a second and let that sink in. If you're in financial services and you've got the blueprint for success for exiting your business successfully and selling it or passing on your assets and legacy planning and retirement, all of those, right? If you've got the solution of all solutions and you put it in an email and send it out, probably doesn't even get read. It probably gets filtered out by spam filters. Or if you put it in a blog post, they know it's just a little blog post. You put it on LinkedIn and people glance at it and they're busy. But if that same message and solution was featured in the media, the focus of several podcast interviews where you are the subject matter expert being interviewed for your ideas, now people sit up and take notice. So let's think about something here. Do you know your client's buyer's journey? And a buyer's journey is just when people make a buying decision for anything these days, car, financial services, attorney, they've got to check things out. They've got to understand specifics. And financial planning is so vast. Do you know the 3 to 4 to 6 to 10 main points that your clients went through in their mind to understand before making a decision to come on board with you? And what's your current process of moving an interested prospect to a paying client? Do you have a system? Do you have a way to draw them through? What's the average commission on a new client? Let's think about that. You bring on a new client and maybe you focus on assets under management in 6 to 12 months. What's your average commission for that client? Maybe you sell annuities or, permanent life insurance, IULs or things like that. What's your average commission? So I want you to keep that number in your mind. So think about this. Consider the difference between the temporary Facebook or Google ad campaign. And people always telling you, oh, run ads on social media or Google. How long does that last? As long as you keep paying. The minute you stop paying or cancel the campaign, poof, those ads go away and they disappear. But the long-term permanent results of an authority positioning marketing campaign are permanent. That's why I call them authority positioning assets. So when you get interviewed and featured in the media and you have this series of powerful content out there, it's always there for you. So that's a powerful thing to keep in mind. It's just a quick screenshot of some of the recent articles I put out through Forbes. You can scan that QR code and go right to my archive page where there's, I think, about 18 or 20 different articles. But many of them are focused on how financial planners and the financial professionals can use authority positioning to reach clients, to extend their reach and be seen as that expert. And here's an example. Let's just say that you have that meeting with someone and you're going to have that first discovery meeting, maybe sending out an email with a nice little graphic, hey, I was just interviewed on, like in this one is me being interviewed on Model FA with David DeSalle. Maybe I'm sending that out to kind of break the ice. I literally spoke with a strategic alliance today that said, "Oh, hey, it was nice to talk to you. I did listen to that interview you did on Fox TV Morning News, and so I got an idea of what you do." So it really does a great job pre-framing your expertise. How about this one? What if you have an appointment set next week with a prospective client? The first meeting typically is a discovery session, so maybe you're going to email this. Hi, John. Looking forward to our upcoming meeting next week where we get to know each other, and I'll show you how I approach serving my clients to help them plan for retirement. This will be a discovery meeting, so no selling or recommendations. I merely want to get to know you. From there, we'll research some recommendations and present for your consideration. Hey, but before our meeting, feel free to listen to a recent podcast episode where I was interviewed about my philosophy of serving my clients and what sets our firm apart. Here are the links to the interview. Now, if you notice, hot linking them to the same interview on Spotify, iTunes, Audible, Pandora is really nice and clean. You don't want these long links, but it also shows, oh my word, you were on Spotify. Ooh, you're on Audible. So it positions your authority that way. And then look at the email signature. Here is the as featured on. You don't need to say, look how amazing I am. I was featured. It's just there. So this is a wonderful pre-frame, even before the meeting that you have with this person. Now, let's say they click on Spotify and listen to most of that interview, maybe not even all of it, most of it. They get a feel for your tone, your voice inflection, your approach to business, and they come to that meeting prepared to treat you and see you as a trusted advisor, not a salesperson. Maybe after the meeting, you use another one of your authority positioning assets. Maybe interview number 2, where we talk about whatever the case is. And maybe you send another email similar to what I just showed you. And it's like this one here where I was interviewed on Be Advised. Maybe you would say, oh, hey, thanks for coming by last night. Nice to meet you. I'll be preparing some ideas for you when we meet again. Hey, between now and then, you might want to listen to this interview where I was featured on talking about, hey, have a nice day. And so that solidifies your meeting with them, prepares the way for the next meeting. And here's something else to consider. I know that we've all seen those emails about you must get a camera, you must do videos, and you must put them out on Facebook Live, YouTube Live. Nothing wrong with videos. I'm doing it in video. But, a lot of people aren't comfortable in front of a camera. But here's something else that when you dig below the surface, and I mentioned this to people, the light bulb goes off. Isn't it true that when you see someone doing a video, it's them promoting them? So when you do a video, it's you promoting you. Nothing wrong with that. That's marketing. But there's a subtle shift in the psychology when your prospects and your clients are told, hey, I was just interviewed on this podcast. Check it out. Well, it's my show that I'm interviewing you on. And when you send that out and use it in your business promotion, it's me treating you as the subject matter expert. You are providing your advice and expertise, and they don't feel like it's a sales pitch because it's not. It's a really powerful mindset shift I want you to keep in mind. Here's another interesting couple slides here. This is a wonderful book by Jeremiah Desmarais, his book Shift. And down here at the bottom is the link right to his website where I grabbed this example, where he says, this is Terry. Terry's a hardworking agent in California. He recently saved a small town more than $26,000 in benefit costs with this creative strategies. Do you think Terry's worth $500 an hour? And Jeremiah says 90% of the people say no, just based on this picture. But this is the same Terry who saved the same small town 26,000 in benefits, and he's been mentioned on CNN and different media. Is this agent worth $500 an hour? Whenever this question is posed to a room full of people, 80% change their mind. And the only change is to the photo with these media mentions. Same with this. Tracy Booker, 31-year-old financial planner. Would you pay her $2,500 for a financial plan? Most people say no. But now the same group of people, 80% of the time, are saying yes. You feel more confident about the expertise when they see the media citations. This is such a huge, powerful proof of what I was showing you before from those researchers from the 50s and 60s. Now, how can you get the same results? You can do it yourself. You can research reporters in your area. You can build a list of their emails and social media. You can start following them, interacting with them, liking their content so they maybe remember you. And then you can take a course on writing effective media pitches and start writing a pitch about what you do, how you do it, and send it off and follow up and wait and send it off and follow up and wait. You could do that. And who knows, you'll maybe get mentioned in the media. The traditional way typically is you hire a media consulting firm, pay them $5,000 or $10,000 a month, and they work to get your placements put in the media. And even then, those companies don't guarantee you'll get 1 or 2 or 3 placements. They just say for $5,000 or $10,000 a month, we're going to get the word out. Here's an example of, here's one that I found online PR packages. Elite, 11,000, gold, 7,000, silver, 6,000. Here's another one. One interview with one press release, $1,000. So they're out there. But I want to show you how you can fast track your authority. And the whole point is done for you. And I mentioned at the very beginning of this talk, my package called Mass Authority, where I interview you on my show with 3 very strategically chosen topics that will draw your prospects through the buyer's journey. And you're seen as the subject matter expert. And those 3 podcast interviews get syndicated out to broad, powerful platforms, Spotify, Audible, iTunes, Pandora, all the top ones, and position you as an expert, an authority. And then I write a press release on each and every one of those. That's how to authoritize your agency. So my question to you, how committed are you? Are you interested or committed? You know, I think that so many times people will see, oh, sounds good. And then they get busy because they feel like it will take a lot of work, or they feel like it's way too expensive. What I will tell you is so many times you see a new service that says, stop doing everything you're doing and start doing our new thing. And I'm here to tell you that's not a good strategy. If you already do email marketing, seminar marketing, any kind of marketing, you can continue doing that, because when you do a package like this with me and is hand delivered to you and your authority and expertise is now amplified and elevated, all your other marketing works that much better, because now that seminar gets a couple more people in the seats. And from the seminar, a couple more people come to meet with you. And when they see that you've been mentioned in the media or they listen to that podcast interview, they keep the appointment and they come back for the strategy session, and you get more clients faster. So I would encourage you, visit my website there. You can see Mike Saunders 360. You can listen to my podcast interviews, read my Forbes articles, reach out, connect with me, schedule up a free consulting coaching call where I'll just give you some more advice. You can text me, and you can also click on the link for Mass Authority and choose which package would serve you best. And let me also draw to your attention the point that I made just a few minutes ago about how much do you earn from the average new client in the first year when you're focused on AUM, whatever that number is, right? Think of that. Now, what if you have a client that you sell an annuity or permanent life insurance? What's the average commission there? I'll bet you that when you look at my packages, even the highest priced package, right, the premium plus with all the amazing marketing, you'll see right on the page, it's probably less than what you would earn from one good client. So using this becomes powerful assets for long term, and you'll get at least one client. But I'm here to tell you that when you put this system into place and you constantly use authority marketing in your practice, you'll be getting client after client after client, and this will pay for itself many, many times over. So thank you so much for listening, for attending. If there's anything that I can do to help you out, I am here to help, and I hope you have a wonderful day.